All right, let's talk about creating your very first aquarium. And I mean a thriving one. A beautiful, green, low-stress setup that actually stays alive. If you've ever dreamed of having that little slice of nature in your home, but got scared off by how complicated it all seems, you are in exactly the right place.
I mean, we have to start here, right? Because we've all asked this question. You go to the store, you pick out these gorgeous, vibrant plants, you're super excited setting up your tank, and a few weeks later, it's just brown, melted mush. It is so frustrating. But listen, I'm here to tell you it's probably not your fault. You see, there's this huge myth floating around, the green thumb myth. It's this idea that to have a lush, beautiful planted tank, you need a full-on science lab in your living room. With CO2 injectors bubbling away, lights that could land an airplane, and a whole cabinet of mysterious fertilizers. But here's the secret. You don't need any of that stuff to get started. Nope. We're going to go low tech, and I promise you, it works like a charm.
So what's the real secret sauce here? Well, it all comes down to picking the right team from day one. And we've put together the perfect shopping list for you. We're calling them the Unkillable Crew. These are 7 survivor plans that are going to give you a beautiful, low-tech aquarium without all the headache. Let's meet them.
All right, let's kick off our countdown, starting with number 7.
Okay, first up, say hello to Anubias. This plant is the classic survivor. Honestly, if you've ever felt like you have a black thumb for aquarium plants, this is your new best friend. It's famous in the hobby for one thing, and one thing only. It's just ridiculously hard to kill.
So here's why Anubias is so great for beginners. First off, you don't even plant it in the gravel. Nope, you just tie it to a rock or a piece of driftwood. Super easy. It also prefers low light, so that standard light that came with your aquarium kit, that's perfect for it. And get this, see those thick, almost leathery leaves? They're practically goldfish-proof. Even the most determined nibbler is probably just going to give up.
Okay, coming in at number 6.
Next up, we have Java Fern. This is another one that I think every beginner absolutely has to know about. It's right up there with Anubias in the forgiving category, and it just has this awesome textured look that really adds a lot of wild character to your tank.
Now, the number one rule with Java Fern is this. Just like with Anubias, you never bury the rhizome. That's that thick horizontal part the leaves grow out of. If you bury it, it'll rot, so just attach it to some decor and you're golden. The best part? It's a slow grower, which means less work for you, and it absolutely thrives in low light. This thing is so tough it can get chewed on and just keep on growing.
Okay, let's talk about our next 2, because these guys are basically the cleanup crew of the plant world. At number 5, we've got hornwort. Think of this plant as a natural water filter. It grows like a weed and just soaks up all the nasty stuff, like nitrates from fish waste. Then at number 4, there's Eladia, some people call it Anacaris. This one is a total workhorse. It pumps a ton of oxygen into your water, which is just fantastic for your fish.
Cracking the top 3, we've got a fan favorite, Marimo moss balls. And here's a little fun fact. They aren't actually moss or even a plant. They're a type of algae that grows into these cute, fuzzy little green pets. You literally just drop them in the tank and they'll help keep the water clear. Then at number 2, we have Water Sprite. I love this one because it's so versatile. You can plant it or you can just let it float at the top. When it floats, it creates this awesome, dense root system that's the perfect hiding spot for shy fish or tiny baby fish.
All right, we've made it. The number 1 spot on our list of survivor plants is Vallisneria. This stuff is amazing. Think of it as the tall, flowing grass of the aquarium world. You plant it in the back of your tank, and its long leaves create this incredible natural meadow effect. It is the absolute definition of a plant-it-and-forget-it plant. It sends out these little runners and slowly fills in all by itself, creating a beautiful jungle with almost zero effort from you.
Okay, so you've got your shopping list of unkillable plants. Awesome, but how do we go from just surviving to actually thriving? Let's talk about the simple secrets to getting that lush, green aquarium you've been dreaming of.
I've got 3 pro tips for you that make all the difference. Tip 1, anchor them right. If you have fish that love to dig, I'm looking at you, goldfish, just weigh the plants down with a few stones until their roots can take hold. Tip 2, feed your plants. Yep, even these tough guys get hungry. A simple root tab pushed into the gravel or a little bit of liquid fertilizer once a month is perfect. And tip 3, goldfish proofing. If you've got a notorious plant eater, just stick with the tough-leaved plants like Anubias. They're just not a very tasty snack. All right, our green paradise is planted. Now it's time to add some life. Choosing the right fish is super important for keeping everything balanced, beautiful, and low stress. And where better to start than with the awesome guppy? These little guys are just bursting with color, they're always swimming around, and they're super peaceful. They're pretty much the perfect community fish for a beginner's planted tank. And yeah, they earned that million fish nickname for a reason. They are prolific breeders, let's just say that. The great thing about guppies is how easygoing they are. They're fine with a wide range of water temperatures, they aren't picky eaters, and they play nice with others. And this is where your planted tank becomes a real ecosystem. All those plants we talked about, like water sprite and hornwort, they provide the perfect little hideouts for the baby guppies, giving them a chance to grow up safe and sound.
But hey, guppies aren't the only game in town. Betta fish are another amazing choice. I mean, their natural habitat is basically a slow-moving, heavily planted stream, so they feel right at home. And don't forget shrimp. Little dwarf shrimp are fantastic. They're like a tiny cleanup crew. And the best part is, none of these guys, bettas, shrimp, or guppies, need a noisy aerator to be happy in a well-planted setup.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and bring this all home. Why do we put so much emphasis on live plants? It's simple, really. They are not just pretty green decorations. They are the living, beating heart of your entire aquarium ecosystem.
This right here, this is the magic at work. It's simple biology, but in a little glass box, it's incredible. It's called photosynthesis. Your fish breathe out carbon dioxide, and your plants take that in and turn it into fresh oxygen for your fish to breathe. How cool is that? It's this perfect, self-sustaining little cycle.
So think about it. Your plants are multitasking like crazy. They're giving your fish places to hide, which makes them feel safe and less stressed. They're literally filtering your water, pulling out nasty stuff. They're making oxygen, and, this is a big one, they're starving out algae by using up all the nutrients first. That means less green gunk for you to clean. It's a total win-win-win.
And really, that's the main thing I want you to take away from all of this. You do not need to be an expert. You do not need a huge budget. By just making smart choices, picking the right plants, picking the right fish, you can build a stable, low-maintenance ecosystem that brings a beautiful piece of nature right into your home.
So there you have it. You've got the blueprint now. You know the plants, you know the fish, you've got the simple tips to make it all flourish. Your own underwater world is just waiting for you. So the only question left is, what kind of beautiful living world are you gonna create first?